maybe I'm not understanding it correctly. So these time frames that are there, like for example, it says 15 minutes. I don't understand how it says it could take longer than that. Is there something I'm missing or not understanding properly?
So a 15-minute, um, no, this is what the trade will take. So a candle on the 15-minute time frame, candles will always print in 15 minutes. But if Thor says take this trade on the 15, remember, we looked at Thor. Let me see if I can.
Okay, I think I understand it.
This is a good this is
Each
a good question. I understand what you're saying. So here on the 1 hour chart, every hour we're going to get a new candle. But that doesn't mean because this is a call on a 1 hour chart, you either got 1 hour to get in it or it's going to hit profit in 1 hour, right? What this means is when it hits here, if we look back at that other slide, the time frame that it's going to, how long will that Thor call take to play,
I
right?
understand it now. So
So
each thing
yeah,
means like how long each candle will be, but it doesn't mean it's gonna hit what the call is in that time.
exactly. Yep.
Gotcha. Thank you for
15
explaining.
minutes means, yeah, 15 minutes means it'll always make a candle every 15 minutes. But it means if you take a Thor call, you can expect that call to take profit or stop loss, essentially be invalidated or take profit anywhere within a couple hours to that day or the next, right? If you take a Thor call on the 1 hour, yeah, it's going to print 1 hour candles every time, but you can expect that trade to either hit stop loss or take profit like within 24 hours or maybe even a full week, right?
Mo, do you mind if I chime in here for a second?
Please do, bro.
So, and dude, you're doing a great job. This is fucking awesome. I love to see this, by the way. There's a bunch of you guys hanging out, learning how to use Thor. This makes me super happy. So, this is the most common question that we get for newbie traders is like, what time frame do I really trade on? And there's a couple ways to look at it. 15-minute and 1 hour candles, when we're referring to that, that's going to be more immediate trades for more active day trading or a few day trades. You're really going to be in and out of a lot of those trades. Like Mode was saying, you're going to know if they work or if they're invalidated fairly quickly. When you're
Yeah,
trying to
within
get
a
a
couple
really,
hours. Yep.
yeah, on 15 minutes especially, if your
Yep.
15-minute trade isn't going the right way after 7 hours, it's probably a good indication that you can either get out or whatever, or wait for new signals to pop up. But so 15-minute and 1 hour are really for active trading. You're watching charts, you're seeing what's going on, where 4 hours and 1 day candles are for like the macro view. That's where you see a lot of like major support or resistance is going to be on the 1 day charts a lot of times. Like the $32,000, Bitcoin pump that we're expecting, or the $25,000 retracement that we're expecting. And so you can use these trading signals and these trading timeframes to really specify how you're going to trade. I personally don't have time to do a bunch of active trading right now, and so I'm only really using the 4 hour and the 1 day calls because I know that I'm happy buying at those levels, and I'm happy, using risk management, buying in if anything changes. And I don't mind sitting on it and staking my soul for a little while, and it's really not very active trading. We have people who live by the 15-minute candles. They are actively trading every day, involved and active on their computer watching charts. And I'm going to say this too, it is definitely more geared towards experienced traders. As you guys who are just now learning start to see, 1 day calls are a really good opportunity for you to spot buy assets that you're bullish on. You know that there are good intervals to either buy in at or take a little bit of profit at. And so that's how I manage the assets that I want for a long time. And for me, that's like three, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Solana. Now, when you move down towards 4 hours, those candles are still great for macro views. You can still get a general sentiment of the market, and they usually will take anywhere from a couple days to 1 week to really play out or get invalidated. I think that the shortest time frame I would recommend anybody even trying to get into would be the 1 hour if you're just now learning and you don't really have your risk management down. 1 hours are really, they're good for more active trading, but you still don't have to just sit and stare at a chart all day. Don't touch 15 minutes until you really get into your strategy and you know what you're looking for. And just one other thing too, while we're on this, is you can easily get lost trying to trade a bunch of assets all at once before you really know what you're doing. As you're learning, I do suggest picking, it sounds crazy, start with one asset, and for us, and what we'll be doing with Thordinals is fucking just look at either Bitcoin or Solana, and learn how to trade those time frames and learn how to trade just those assets. And you can see how the time frames really build off one another. I could be in a 1 day spot long, which I'm still at from $8. And now every time we get a 1 day short, I can take profits on that old call. I'm still monitoring what some of the short time frame action looks like, but I only really care about the macro calls. So, I hope that's not too convoluted or anything, but the key takeaways here are really trade on the macro time frames until you get it down, and keep watch of what Thor is suggesting and see if it follows suit on the shorter time frames. You'll see our 15-minute candles, signals hit 86% of the time. That's fucking awesome, when we're range trading especially. But that's not something that if you're not actively doing and looking at, that you can really hit until you get your strategy down. So, start on 1 day and 4 hour, mess around and see 1 hours on the shorter time frame, and only really get your feet wet with like one or two assets.